going on, y'all? Chris Bone here for Meat Off the Bone. It is Wednesday and I was looking in the refrigerator and I saw some things that, you know, they're not quite expired, but I haven't used them and I want to use them. Like if you saw yesterday's video, I made a chicken salad. I had celery and I cut up some celery, cut up some onions, but I had some celery and onions left over. Also have some relish left over. Anyway, I wanted to introduce all of those ingredients together, mix it into something that would be easy and delicious. And what better way than make a quiche? Some people like kind of frown or like eat. Don't turn the video off yet. Trust me, if you had a bad quiche, then someone made it wrong. There is a right way to make a quiche, which is very, very widely known, and there's a wrong way to make a quiche, which really, you really have to try to screw up a quiche. Really, I mean, truly. If you had a bad quiche, then someone intentionally made it wrong. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do today. So come on, let me show you what we're working with. All right. Now, if you remember yesterday, I don't know if you saw, we have our onion. This is the rest of that red onion that I had yesterday for yesterday's video. The celery is what's left over of yesterday's video. It's like 2 stalks. This is like maybe one half of the onion. This is in imitation crab meat, which I went out and bought for this, just for this video, because I love that stuff. And this is actually shredded, not shredded, but Swiss cheese that's been cut, but it's like the sandwich cut, you know, like the flat. Anyway, that we're gonna use 5 eggs, 2/3 cup whole milk or heavy cream, which I like to use, 1/2 cup mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of regular AP flour, salt and pepper to taste. It's gonna be 2 teaspoons. I'm probably gonna put 3 teaspoons of regular hot sauce. Usually you can use sriracha or Tabasco or Texas Pete or Frank's Red Hot. You can use any type of hot sauce you want. This right here is Frank's Red Hot because I put that ish on everything. Some leftover olives from another video from last week, and I'm gonna put just a touch of some relish in there because I really don't want to. I don't like to waste food, and putting ingredients in the quiche just adds to the flavor. It doesn't take away. So all of this is going into there. You know, I did have just a regular small Pyrex. Yeah, but the actual recipe asks for 2 eggs and just like maybe like half of what I have over here. So I went ahead and, you know, went for the hotel pan. Put the Pyrex away, leave that for later. All right, well, first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna use some good old cooking spray in there, which everybody knows how to do, but I'm gonna show you anyway, because I can. Pick it up. Make sure you get the sides. Always important to get the sides, because well, I have the bottom come off if the sides don't. Now some people actually put a little bit of flour in here, and well, actually I can show you. And you coat the sides and the bottom with the flour. And as you can see, you run out of flour really quick. It's no big deal. I mean, just some people like to do that. I'm not going to today. I mean, I'm going to use this, of course. I'm not going to do all the sides. I was just showing you that some people can do that. It really doesn't do anything, except it almost guarantees that it doesn't stick. All right. Now, I am going to be whipping these eggs with my egg beater because I can. And I haven't got to use my egg beater yet this month, and I miss it. And my egg beater and I have a great relationship, and I don't want to feel like I'm ignoring it. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Wednesday, we're allowed. Be very careful when trying this at home. Egg beaters are not your friend. Actually, do not plug it in until your beaters are already in the machine. Well, actually what I did, I plugged it in just to make sure it wasn't turned on. Then I unplugged it, put the egg beaters in, just in case, you know, if it's plugged in, you're putting the egg beaters in and something slips and the egg beater turns on with your hand there. Yeah, boats to be a really bad day from then on. All right, plug back in, still turned off, awesome. Just gonna fluff them up. All right, now I'm gonna add the whole milk, aka heavy cream. My mayonnaise. I use real mayonnaise, not that dressing stuff, but most of you know about that too. Fluff this up a little bit. Not too much, you don't want them. We still got to add the hot sauce. Only like, I put like maybe 2-3 teaspoons, maybe a tablespoon in. A little bit of relish. That was maybe a tablespoon. The olives. And the cheese. Yes, I beat the eggs with the cheese just to break the cheese up even more. It's got a couple of crab flakes in there. No big deal. They're all going to end up in there anyway. Incorporate it all evenly. My salt, it'll be about maybe 2 teaspoons, and pepper, however much you like, maybe about 1 teaspoon. Just the flour. And now I'm going to add the vegetables, the onions and celery. And I think I'm wishing for a bigger bowl. No big deal. It is kind of messy. Unplug this. See how the eject and the power is right close together? I don't trust that at all. For too many horror stories. Too many. Okay, let's turn the camera around this way. As you see, we put the cheese and everything in already. Now I'm gonna put the crab meat in. I could have put the crab meat in just to beat it up with the egg beater, but I didn't, because crab meat will naturally shred. And if I beat it up with the egg beater, it becomes not just shredded but minced, and it becomes very, 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 very small. You get the flavor, but you don't get the nice big chunks and texture that you want, that you see natural crab to have. So I'm just going to use a spoon and mix this up. mix it all up together. To tell you the truth, the way it looks like right now, it looks like kind of like egg salad. Well, in a sense it is. I mean, that is egg in there and a whole bunch of veggies. It's kind of a really wet raw egg salad. All right, it's gonna be a very, 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 very chunky quiche. I'm really looking forward to it. Before I forget, preheat your oven 350 degrees. If you have a conventional oven, don't turn the fan on. Keep the fan off. You can turn the fan on to preheat, but turn it off as you cook, because you don't want the excess air to hit the quiche, since we're not covering it, and it'll dry out the top. And it'll be dry, it won't be burnt, but it'll be really, really overly dry on top. So it'll be like kind of almost crunchy, chewy crunchy that you don't want. So, all right. All the cheese, it's gonna melt in with the egg, and the egg's gonna firm up. Oh, this is gonna be heavenly. Spread it out till it's all even as possible. It is chunky, but it's gonna be really, 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 really gooey as the cheese melts. That looks wonderful. How it's really the liquid, the liquefied egg is just rising to the surface. That is what you want to see. And then as the egg will firm up, the cheese will liquefy, and the result's going to be just plain awesome. At least I hope, because, well, I've never made it before, and yeah, I saw someone make it the other day, and I kind of memorized what they did, so I'm just copying it. So hopefully I'm doing it right. We'll see. All right, well, we are ready. Dirty dishes for later. Very, very hot. Put it right there in the middle. You know what? I'll put it on the bottom, because you never know. I never know if the quiche is going to rise with all that air that I put in with the egg. It might rise a little bit like a cake, and I don't want it hitting the other bar. Stick it on the bottom, and we let it go. All right, we will be cooking it for between 40 and 45 minutes. So that means around 3 o'clock I'm gonna check it. I'm not gonna check it before because I know my oven, hopefully. I hope the oven knows me and we have a good relationship. So I might look on it, but I'm not gonna take it out until it hits 3 o'clock. Hopefully it'll be done by then. We don't know until it happens, but win or lose, as you all well know, you know, even if it fails, I always upload it to say and show you what not to do. So we're going to see what happens in 45 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, the time is about 3 o'clock, and it smells really, really good in here. I have not looked. I think I peeked like maybe 20 minutes ago just to make sure everything was like looking great, or if I had to like put foil over it if it was drying out too much. So let's see what it looks like. Is it the first time I've seen it too? Oh wow, okay. Well, that looks, well, really good. Like surprisingly really good. Now, the thing about it is, what's it gonna look like on the inside? I'd like, it can be looking great on the outside, can smell really great, but if it's still raw on the inside, I have to leave it in. So I'm gonna check that out. We're gonna cut into it. Actually, probably won't cut into it. I'll probably just do the toothpick trick. A lot of bakers do it that way. Let me show y'all. Wow, that really looks amazing. Nice and soft. And of course that's hot. I'm gonna grab a toothpick. Now, if you ever bake a cake, I need to get more toothpicks. And you're wondering, the outside looks all great, but if you stick your toothpick in and it comes out wet, like with there's residual stuff on it, that means the cake's not done. With a quiche, that's the same thing. Well, this is actually nothing. This quiche is actually done. Wow. Like, wow. Well, all right. It's really done, and it looks fantastic. I'm actually kind of surprised. Let's close this up. Don't forget to turn the power off. Off. I really got nothing to say. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple of minutes. Let it cool down a little bit. Then I'm gonna take it out of its out of the foil, and I'm gonna cut into it. Let you all see what it looks like on the inside. But that really looks good, and it smells fantastic. I'm so hoping it's living up to its reputation so far. This is so awesome. All right, well, I'm going to be back in like 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna dig into this thing and see what it looks like. But wow, so far looks good. Looks good. All right, it's been a couple of minutes. It's still hot a little bit, but I want to get this. I want to get this out. I'm really curious on what it looks like. I mean, it's just coming off the sides, as you can see. Awesome. I don't know if you know that little trick in the book. Oh, this is foil. And what I'll do is I'm going to flip this onto a cutting board, because it's clean. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That kind of hurt. You can see the crab, you can see the olives, you can see out the brown. Now right here is actually, to tell you the truth, remember when I coated the bottom with flour, and I didn't coat all of it, but you can see where I coated it with flour and where I didn't coat it with flour, it's kind of brown. It's not burned by any means, it's just browned up. The flour, well, it would all look like this if it wasn't covered in flour, and I kind of prefer it not covered, because the brownness kind of lets me know that it's indeed done and it's not overdone. This right here, if everything was covered in flour, this is as done as this is. It just doesn't look as done, and I would be afraid that this was still kind of on the raw side. So I have learned a lesson. If I'm going to be making quiche, I'm not going to be coating my degreasing my pan, my cooking spray with flour. With cakes you can, but with quiche you shouldn't, because I like this brown, and it's still nice and soft. Let's go ahead and cut into it. Oh my goodness, this looks fantastic. Looks so good. I want to get you a good look. Get you a nice. That looks amazing. It's very light because of all the beating I did with the heavy cream and the egg. I put all the air in there. It fluffed up, but it's not hard because there's all the cheese that's in there. It kind of melted and left it really spongy. Oh yeah. The only thing I can say, oh, it's really good. The only thing I can say is I could have used a little bit more seasoning, maybe even a little bit more hot sauce, but the flavor is so there. Right off the bat, you get the crab. You can taste a little bit of a hint of Swiss. The only reason I use Swiss is because I had it lying around. Usually if I had a choice of cheeses, I would use like a sharp cheddar, or even a moderate, like a pepper jack, even some Parmesan. You could use virtually any cheese you want when you make a quiche. Like the crab meat. You can use tuna, you can use chicken, you can use sausage. People use hot dogs to make it a breakfast quiche. Slices of pepperoni. That would be good. Now, gave myself an idea right there. This right here would easily feed a family of 5 with no leftovers, or a family of 2 if you're really hungry, but I'm not there to say anything about that. But anyway, y'all, this came out so good. So good. I mean, wow. I'm getting the crunch of either the celery or the onion. I don't know which, because I can taste a hint of onion. I don't taste any of the relish, the dill relish I put in. I haven't hit any of the olives yet, but the majority is going to be like the creamy, eggy crab, and the texture is just amazing. Amazing. I mean, totally amazing. I recommend anyone trying this at home. You can put anything in it. You can make it vegetarian, you can make it meat lovers, you can do virtually anything you want with it. It is so good, it's so easy, and I'm dumbfounded. I'm actually surprised, because I just grabbed everything out of my refrigerator to make this, because I was like, you know what, quiches, in Georgetown University, what should I say, in Roslyn, DC, they have a certain area that specializes in quiches. And when I worked for Georgetown University, my brother and I would actually frequent this spot and get their gourmet quiches. And my brother, being a pastry chef, he used to try the quiches and then he would duplicate them. And my brother, by far, is by far the best quiche I've ever had. He's made. This is nothing on him, but I know he's watching this video, so it's like, actually, Dave, this was actually the idea I got from you, but I wish you were here to try this. It's so good. I'm wondering if we maybe a little bit of hollandaise sauce on top. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do. This is just so good. I'm astounded. I'm surprised. Not very surprised, but yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, I knew it was going to turn out okay. I didn't think it was going to turn out restaurant quality great. I mean, people would buy this. I would buy this. If I knew what to expect, if I knew what it would taste like, I would actually order this on a menu. It's that good. You have to try it. telling you, you have to try it. And if you do try it, I want to know how it is, or maybe even like, if you can, send me pictures. I don't care. I want to see it. I want to hear about it. It's amazing, and it's actually really good for you. It's that right there is virtually there's no meat in that. I mean, the imitation crab meat, it's imitation crab. It's no meat. It's technically vegetarian meal right there. So good. But I digress. I have to stop. I'll probably get eat another piece because it's really good. Anyway, try it. If you do, let me know down below. Like, subscribe, request. Thanks for the support, y'all. Thanks for watching. My name's Chris Bone. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care.